Hello friends, welcome to my channel, myself Parag Jambulkar. In this video, we will see how to use listeners in TestNG framework. In one of our previous video, we have seen TestNG annotation. See, we have used before method, after method, before class, after class, before test, after test, before shoot, after shoot. So all these annotations are used to take some action or to execute some group of statements before test case or after test case. Now see, suppose we want to take some action or we want to execute something at some particular situation. For example, say if our test case is failed and at that time we want to take some action. At that time, suppose we want to take screenshot likewise. So for these things are not possible when we are using TestNG annotation, and for such thing, for the special situation, we have to take help of listeners. Now see, in this video we will see how to use listeners in TestNG framework. So see, here I have taken one example. We have program 1.java. Here there are two test cases, admission login and admission broken links. Then we have program 2.java. Here we have again two test cases, placement login and placement broken links. And we have this testng.xml file. So here we have mentioned these two classes, program 1 and program 2. Now see how to add listeners, that we'll see. For this purpose, we have to add one more program. Okay, so see, already there are program 1.java, program 2.java, right? So we have to add one more program here, one more class here. So see, right click here, then go to new, then class. We will give some name. Suppose I am giving test listener, ENER, test listener. Finish. Now see, so here we have to use predefined listener interface. Okay, so see, you might be knowing we are using action listener, mouse listener. Okay, so all these listeners mostly we use in Java language. So these are interfaces only. Okay, so we have to implement this interface in our class. So interface name is, see, we have to use this keyword implements, and our interface name is ITestListener, LISTENER. Now see, so it is showing a red line. So I am taking cursor over here. So we have to import ITestListener. Okay, so it is imported. Now see, so when we are importing, when we are implementing any interface, so from that interface, what are the methods are there? All method we have to override here. See, all the methods from this interface we have to override here. If we are not overriding, then this class become abstract. Abstract in the sense it will become we cannot create object of this class. So see, so how we'll come to know how many methods are there in this interface? So we don't have to worry about that. See, simple thing we have to do. So see, here I am taking cursor, then right click here, then go to source, then here see, there is option given override implement methods. Click here. So see, it is asking which methods are from which interface, which methods you want to implement. So see, I want to implement all the methods from the ITestListener. So here I am ticking, then click on OK. So see, all the methods from this ITestListener are added here, are implemented here. So see, some default statements are there. We have to write our own code here. Now see, what is there? So see, when test is started, so onTestStart. Okay, so when any test case is started or test is started, at that time any action if you want to take. So see, what we'll do here, we'll add some printing statement. So see, SYSO control space enter, and here we'll write something. So see, on test start, or this will do test start only. Okay, so this will get executed when every test is started. Okay, so but this is the meaning of this onTestStart. This is a function name, and this function is executed when every test is started. Now see, so one thing that we have done, we have implemented this ITestListener interface, and for that purpose we have created our own class, right? TestListener. This is TestListener.java. Now see, one more setting we have to do here. See, on TestStart we have added this statement, right? But before I execute this TestNG.xml, before I run this TestNG.xml, one more small setting, one more small thing I have to do. So in testng.xml file, see, before test and after this should, here I have to mention which listeners you are using. So see how to do that. So listener, listeners. Okay, listeners, that tag I'm using. Multiple listeners. So we may use multiple listeners. So listeners, and here I have to mention which listener I am using. Listener, right? Now see here, see how we write class name and then package name and class name, right? So in the same way, here also we have to mention. But here, in order to mention this TestListener.java, we have to use this attribute class dash name is equal to, in double quote, see, our package name is myTest, then our class name is TestListener, right? So test listener, listener, right? So that we have done. Now see, so see, in listeners tag, so opening listeners tag and closing listener tag, inside that we have mentioned this, which listener class you are using in your project. So I'm using test listener class. Here I have implemented ITestListener. Okay, all the methods from the ITestListener interface, and it belongs to package myTest. Okay, so that we have mentioned, and here already for every test start, when every test is started, at that time we want to run this statement. Okay, we should print test start, and that thing also we have added here, right? Now we'll run our code. So see, run as TestNG should. Okay, now see. So see, before every test, so there are total 4 tests, right? So see, before this test, this is output from the test case, right? So before this test, we are getting this output test start, right? Likewise, see, before every test, we are getting this output test start, right? So this is the use of listener. So see, this is the one method we are seeing. Likewise, we will use other methods also. Okay, so on test start means before every test it will execute. Now see, so see, I'm control X. Okay, so we don't want this now. What we'll do, on test success. What is the meaning of this? If any test case is passed, at that time this method will get run. So see what we'll do here, we will mention this test success. Okay, so something test succeed, something, some message we are showing. Okay, so this test is passed, our test is succeed. Okay, so likewise we are showing. Now see, so see here, when we run our code, so all tests are passed, right? So when all the tests are passed, so for every test case we should get this output. Okay, so see, again we'll run our code. Let us see. So see, this test case has passed, right? So we got this output text succeed, right? Again the test case is passed, so we got this output text succeed, right? So when for every test case which is passed, we are getting output text succeed, because here we have mentioned that, right? Now see, again I'm cutting this, so control X, and here next method that we'll see, here I'm pasting it, on test failure. So from the name only we'll come to know if any test get failed, so at that time it should run, right? So here I'm showing one message, test failed, something like this, test failed. Now see, when we run our project, so all tests are passes, so there is no failure. So what we'll do, we'll make one test to fail. Okay, so see, here in program1.java, so see, for admission login, I will do one thing, I will make this test to fail. So assert true. Okay, so see, so in our one of our previous video that we have seen, when we are using assert true, okay, so this is expected value and this is actual value. Okay, here we have directly we have mentioned false. Okay, otherwise some computation that will do, and from that we will get this output false, and that output we are mentioning here, but here directly hard coded we are mentioning here. Okay, so this is actual value and this is the expected value. So when both are not matching, so test is failed. Okay, so in this case, this test case will get failed. Now see, so what we want, when this test case is get failed, so we should get this output test failed, right? So now we'll run our code. So see, failures one, right? Because we one test we have failed, right? Because we have mentioned it. Assert true is equal assert true in bracket we have mentioned false. So that test is failed. Now see, when the test is failed, we should get this output. This test failed. Okay. Let us see in output. Okay. See, admission login. So here we have mentioned. See, admission login, and we are making it failed, right? So here we got this output test failed, right? So when any test is failed, so at that time this method will get called on test failure. Now see, so again I am taking it out, Control X, and we'll see next method. So see on test skip. So from name it will come to know when test is skip or when any skip exception is generated, at that time this method will get called. So see here I am mentioning it, and here I am mentioning test skipped. Test skipped. Okay, so we should get this output. So see what we'll do here for one test case. See when this test skip exception, that error is thrown, at that time this method will get called on test skip. So see what we'll do, manually we'll throw the exception. So here I will mention throw new skip exception, and in bracket we have to pass one message. So some message here will pass msg, something like this. Okay, so manually we are throwing the exception. So see here I am importing. Okay, so I am importing package for this. Now see, so here from the test case we are throwing exception, skip exception, right? Let us see. Now we'll run our code. Okay, so see here you can see one test case is skipped, right? So here error is thrown, right? After this statement we are throwing the error. Okay, so see admission broken links. Okay, so anyhow this output will be there because this we are throwing error, we are throwing exception after this statement. Okay, so this is the output from this statement, admission broken links, and after that we are getting this output test skipped, right? So after that this part is getting run. Okay, okay, so we have seen this method on test skip. Okay, so again I'm removing this. Okay, Control X, and we'll put in next method. Okay, and okay, now see this is interesting. Then there is a very big name of this method, on test fail but within success percentage. See, I am copying this because it is very big message. It will take time to type. Same message I am pasting here. Okay, so see what is the method name, on test failed but with success percentage. What is the meaning of this? On test fail, that means when any test is getting failed, but again see normal test failed, so we have this method, right? We have this method on test failure when normal test case is failed. But here what is written, from the name only will come to know, when test case is failed but with success percentage. Okay, so when there is some success percentage that we have mentioned there, so suppose it is 50% succeeded. Okay, if it is 40% succeeded, 70% succeeded, at that time this method should get called. Now see how to do that. So before that, again one more thing that I will tell. See, we'll do one thing in program 2.java. See, for the placement logging, here I am using one attribute, invocation count. What is the meaning of this? That we'll see. Invocation count. Invocation count is equal to, suppose I am mentioning 2. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this? When I am mentioning invocation count, here C is capital. Now see, when I am saying invocation count is equal to 2, what is the meaning of this? This test case will get run 2 times. What is the meaning of this? This test case will get run 2 times. See, I am running our code. Okay. Now see, before there were 4 tests, right? Now there are 5. Why 5? Because here we have mentioned invocation count is equal to 2. So that's why this test case will get run 2 times. See here you can see placement login. So 2 times we got the output placement login, because the test case is getting run 2 times. If I mention 3, so it will get run 3 times. If I mention 4, so it will get run 4 times. So if any test case we want to run multiple times, so we can use this attribute invocation count. Now see, one more attribute I will use. See here I am mentioning success percentage is equal to suppose 50. What is the meaning of this? See here I am mentioning success percentage 50. 50 is percent. It is in percentage. See when after the 2 test cases, if at least 1 test case is passed, so see out of these 2, 1 test case is passed. What is the meaning of this? So our success percentage will be 50%, right? So if any test case is failed, but with success percentage is 50, so at that time this method should get called. This method on fail with success percentage. Okay, so here our success percentage is 50. So if any test case is failed but with success percentage, if we are achieving success percentage 50, so at that time this method will get called. Now see what we'll do. Here we'll use one variable. Say we'll make int var and I'm making it 1. Okay, so what we'll do, if var is equal to 1, so we will fail it. Okay, so that I'm mentioning here assert true false. Okay, so if var is equal to 1, so anyhow we have mentioned here var is equal to 1. So first time definitely var will be 1. So at that time this will get false. Okay, so our test case will get failed. And next time here see, and here I am incrementing the value of var. Okay, so next time var will be 2, right? And one more thing that I'm doing, else we will pass it. Okay, so here same thing I'm copying, and here I'm making true. Now see what is the meaning of this? See when var is equal to 1, so our test case will get failed, right? So before this, okay, so here before this, here we'll mention it. Okay, so we'll increment the value of var and we'll fail that test, right? Second time, because second time again it will get run. So second time var will be 2, right? So it will run else part, and at that time test case will get passed. So see out of these 2 times, at one time test case will get failed, and second time test case will get passed, right? So out of these 2 times, 1 time will test case will get passed. So success percentage definitely it will be 50%. Okay, now see, we will run our code. So see, total test cases are 5, right? Now see, so here, so see placement login. See, we are getting this output, right? So when test case is failed but within success percentage, okay, so we are getting this output. Test case is failed but within success percentage, because anyhow, so out of these 2 times, 1 time our test case is getting passed. Okay, so 50 times success percentage is 50%, right? So because of that we are getting this output, and this method is run. Now see next, on test fail with timeout. So see in one of our video we have mentioned timeout, right? So when any test case is failed, so it will wait up to that time. Okay, whatever the timeout time that we mentioned there. So though the test case is failed, but it will wait up to this time. Okay, and when that time is over, after that the test case will get failed. Okay, so it will wait up to this time, timeout time. So if any test case is failed after the timeout time, at the time this method is called. Okay, for any test case, if we are using attribute timeout and whatever the time that we have mentioned, so if the test is failed after the timeout time, so at that time this method will get called. Okay. Now see next on start. So see what I'm taking this statement here. On start. What is the meaning of this? Before all the test cases. So see here we have mentioned on test start. So this is before every test case. This is before every test case. And here on start. So meaning of this is before all the test cases. Before all the test cases. See here we'll mention it. Test start. That means before all the test cases. Okay, and the previous one was the for every test case. Here for all the test cases. Now see, we'll run our code. So see, before all the test cases, see, before all the test cases, we are getting this output test start. So if something we want to run before all the test cases, so that we can mention in this method on start. Now see, similar to this is last one. Here on finish. So what is the meaning of this? After all the test cases. So see, previous this one was before all the test cases, and this method, last method, will get run after all the test cases. So see here I will mention test finish. Okay, so something if we want to run after all the test cases, so that we can mention here. We will run our code. So see this is the output from the all the test cases, right? And after that we are getting output test finish. Okay, so something we want to run after all the test cases, so that we can mention here. So in this way we can use test listener in, so that interface name is ITestListener, that we can use in our TestNG framework. I will provide this program code in one of my blog posts, and that blog post link I will provide in description box. So from there you can take this code. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press bell icon so that you will get notification of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.